go stand over here by you.
I'm put this down when we start, y'all. I'm gonna take it
Ah,
down.
shucks. I was standing right here.
I'm gonna stay behind my councilwoman. Waiting on what's the name? We can integrate. Just they gotta have all the white people in there and then all the black people. We can't segregate. We gotta put a little. She gotta do a little salt and pepper.
We gotta do a little salt and pepper in there. You really gonna get it on? Okay. I was gonna fight you in like 2 seconds.
I'm gonna take it down. Are you looking at me like this? I put my person stuff on top of the hood of channel 11.
Where it?
Channel 11.
Okay, I'll gather y'all stuff. I'm gonna put everything in my car.
Steve is guarding my kids there. So I'm gonna send the keys here.
All right, come on up. We ain't gonna bite. Good morning. Good morning, and thank all of you for joining us this morning. It is still morning. We've had a long one. We thank you for coming out and for helping us to get the information out about this unprecedented flooding that we have had in St. Louis County, particularly North County, which has just been exacerbated by these floods. We have behind me several mayors who will give you an idea of some of the things that have happened in their various communities. We also have someone here who will give us resources as to how the general public can access those resources. I'm Rita Days. I am chair of the St. Louis County Council. And again, I thank you for your presence here, and I thank you for shedding light on what needs to happen. You will look around and you will see a lot of service trucks here trying to make sure that even particularly businesses are restored. We've had several issues where businesses have just had to shut down. And we know in this particular economic climate, folks cannot survive that. So I want to also thank Councilwoman Webb for her assistance in pulling this press conference together. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but we think it's necessary and appropriate that you have appropriate information to give to our students. So at this particular time, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Lowry, and he will conduct the program past this point. So thank you very much. At the end of this, we will also have questions if you want to ask us questions. So thank you again so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I just want to thank everybody for coming today. Obviously, the city of Florissant, North St. Louis County, we've been devastated by what occurred early Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon with the flooding situation that happened here. I mean, we have a lot of businesses, over probably 50 businesses, over 100 homes that have been destroyed over this flooding that occurred. Probably one of the worst disasters that we've seen here in the city of Florissant in decades. And certainly I've got a lot of people here in the city of Florissant that need a lot of help. And we certainly have reached out to a lot of resources. When the flooding started occurring on Tuesday, immediately I started reaching out to first Sam Page, our county executive, who we're going to hear from shortly, and our Lieutenant Governor, Mike Kehoe from the state, and our governor. He's out of town right now, but we reached out right away because I knew that we were going to need help up here. I knew that we were going to need financial assistance. And I can tell you that the reception's been great from both St. Louis County, the state of Missouri, and hopefully we'll get the assistance from FEMA also in the days to come. St. Louis County has been involved from the beginning. Their resources really have been invaluable to us. Yesterday, SEMA got here and they started assessing the damage. They promised me that their assessment will take a very short period of time because it's very important for us to start getting assistance. I have met with almost every business that has been affected by this. Many have put all the resources, everything they've had into these businesses. A lot of them don't have insurance. They need a lot of help. I've contacted many of our residents. They're in the same position. They have no means to even start rebuilding. So really what we need to do is make sure that we keep these people in mind and get the resources that is needed. And so I really appreciate everything that's been done so far for the city of Florissant, but we got a long way to go, and certainly in North St. Louis County. And that's why we're here today, because we want to be unified. So the mayors of North St. Louis County that are here with me today, and they've been affected, but we want to make sure that everybody understands that we're unified in this endeavor, and that we are going to stand together. So with me today is obviously Sam Page, who we're going to hear from shortly, our county executive. Mayor Matt Robinson from the city of Hazelwood. I know he's had a lot of damage. Mayor Tommy Pearson will be here shortly. Mayor DeShay from the city of Moline Acres. Mayor Norm McCourt with the city of Blackjack. Mayor Ella Jones from the city of Ferguson. Once again, another city that really has been seriously affected by this. Sharon Pace from the city of Northwoods. And as Councilwoman Days mentioned, Shalonda Webb put this together. Unfortunately, she's out of town and can't make it today, but she certainly cares about what happens in North St. Louis County and her district, and she unfortunately can't be here today. Michelle Ryan, who we'll hear from later, she's the director of St. Louis County Emergency Management, who has been just a great resource for us all and a great point of contact. I've also got Major Randy Bowden here from the Florissant Police Department, Chief Jason Hovelman from the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Sam Page and get some words from Sam. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming together, all of our elected officials, our county council members, our mayors, especially here in Florissant with Mayor Tim Lowry, where they've been hit especially hard. This is one of the most devastating natural disasters in a long time in North County. It's testing all of us, but what you're seeing here today is everyone working together, everyone working with our state officials. Our county public works inspectors are out in the field right now inspecting buildings, along with our state emergency management agency assessors inspecting buildings. They'll put those reports together and they'll help us leverage the federal disaster declaration that will give us access to funds for small business loans and for our residents who need help repairing their homes. What we really need to do is get the word out that folks need to call 211, the United Way 211 line, and report any damage to their property, any damage to automobiles or homes, so we can track that. And then we can also help individuals get access to specific resources. We know the 211 lines have been really busy because this has been a big hit for our community. We're adding capacity to those lines today. If we can't take your call right away, we'll have someone call you back as soon as we can, and then we'll get you plugged into the resources you need for help. Thank you. Want to let Michelle?
Sure. Yeah, Michelle.
I want to introduce Michelle Ryan, who's our Director of Emergency Management for St. Louis County, who can provide a little bit more details. Michelle's been driving the process through county government, coordinating with the state emergency management folks, and this is her everyday job.
Thank you, sir. I want to emphasize first the importance of our residents calling 211. Actually, there are two ways to get a hold of 211. You can call 211. We understand there are some long wait times. A lot of people need to report damage. On their website at 211helps.org, there's also a form that you can submit and you'll receive a call back. We have to know the scope of the damage, and the only way for us to get a real good look is for you to report your damage through 211. Additionally, our office is working with small business. They are reporting their damages directly to the Office of Emergency Management for cataloging, and we are working with our municipalities to record all damage to public infrastructure. What happens next is we package all of that up and we hand it over to SEMA. And the State Emergency Management Agency then works with FEMA. FEMA will review it and make a determination, potentially send some FEMA folks here to see for themselves. So to our residents, please use 211. Take pictures of your damage. Hold those. FEMA does like photos. when they come in to start doing assessments. So take some photos, record your damage, call your insurance company, and then call 211.
Thank you, Michelle. And certainly the importance for us as a municipality is they're sharing all that information. So if you're a resident of the city of Florissant, please call 211. We get the information. If we're not aware that you have had damage, we will be made aware. And that's with any municipality, that they will share that information. So we'll also know where that damage is. If there's an area that we're not aware of, please call 211 and make sure that you report your damage. It's so important. Now I'd like to have the mayor of the city of Hazelwood, Matt Robinson, come and say a few words. Matt?
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry to see all the impact to the North County area along Coldwater Creek. This has been an ongoing problem over the years. We've spoke with local agencies. There's been improvements made to the sanitary systems along the Hazelwood creek bed and Coldwater and Lynn Haven Creek that actually worked during this flood. But we'd like to work with local agencies to try and make sure we make improvements for stormwater that caused some of the problems that we had here recently. We had probably 400 to 500 residents. We are still in the counting of those numbers and trying to verify those with United Way and the 211 process and the local agencies. Several other businesses on the outskirts of the residential area were also affected, whether it be by flood or power. And we're still trying to use the resources that we have to assist everybody, and appreciate everything that North County mayors got together to put the word out here, and the local agencies, St. Louis County, FEMA, and the emergency management of St. Louis County. Thank you for all that they do.
Thank you, Matt. I think the other group that we need to mention also is how great of a job our first responders did. Our firemen, our policemen, all the great work that they did to rescue people, to make sure that they were secure, and they did just such an outstanding job. And without our first responders, this could have been a lot worse. So we do appreciate everything that they did. Now we'll hear from Mayor Ella Jones from the city of Ferguson.
I would just like to say thank you to the first responders who got out in the city of Ferguson and all over North County to rescue people. In the process of rescuing people in the city of Ferguson, we lost one of our fire trucks. So the first responders, the fire department, they are still working to help the people clean up the damage. We have several businesses who are closed permanently until they can start cleaning up. So the city manager and the civil defense coordinator, they are working together to come up with a date for a cleanup. We asking for volunteers to come out and help the city of Ferguson because we need your help. And we'd like to say thank you to St. Louis County, who moved very swiftly on our calls, and we know we can depend on our county. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. Now we'll have Mayor Sharon Pace from Northwoods.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and giving the assistance that we all need. We're all in this situation together, and we're working together. Northwoods has about 75-85% senior citizens, so they're aging in place, and you know that's a devastating situation for them to have to face at this time. Most of the basements are flooded, but we also had our police department flooded as well. So we're out here trying to assist them in the best way that we can. We've had a fire district northeast that has also had their fire truck, which was it was in the situation where they couldn't even move. They were out there trying to rescue people as well. So I'd like to thank the first responders as well. And we will continue to work together. And just remember, I've been referring people in my office to call that number 211. It would be very helpful to get that data and have it down so we can assist, or FEMA can assist us, hopefully, in a quicker and more equitable manner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. So now at this time, we'll take any questions anybody may have. Great question. We're going through that process as we speak. We were trying to get that information to SEMA as soon as possible. We would love to have it all the data and everything by tomorrow is what they're asking for. So it's going to be a long day trying to accomplish that goal. But I think all the cities are in the same position, that we're trying to get that information to SEMA by tomorrow if we can.
What do you think about the time of response so far from FEMA? We know that I think they're in Kansas City right now, or somewhere else throughout the country, but what do you think about the response this time around?
I'll tell you what, I think that the response, as far as I'm concerned, has been great. I think that, like I said, first of all, St. Louis County came in right away with their emergency management. They stepped forward. SEMA was here yesterday. They're here today, evaluating everything. And hopefully by sometime next week, we'll see the FEMA people arrive. And I don't know if Michelle's got a different statement about that. Okay, so hopefully we can get FEMA here also. But so far, I'm not disappointed in the response at all.
And once again, you're here today to reassure residents and businesses that help is on the way just in case.
That is correct. We want to make sure people understand that we're doing everything we can to get help. I mean, we've got so many small businesses, so many businesses that have been affected, so many residents been affected, and a lot of these people don't have a lot of means. So we need to get them as much help as we can, and that's why we are here today, to let them know that as the mayors of North St. Louis County, we are here for them, and we're going to do everything we can to get them help.
Obviously, Coldwater Creek runs through the area. Are there any concerns about anything from the creek or anything like within the soil, like radioactive materials or so that might have,
There's always going to, there's always going to be that concern. I mean, obviously, Coldwater Creek has always been a hot spot of activity and concern. So obviously, we are definitely concerned about that. I'm not going to say it's a secondary concern, but I think right now rebuilding the area and then certainly taking a look at that is definitely going to be on the agenda. But I think that's something that is kind of secondary at this point. Not that it's not important, just that I want to try to get people some the funding and that they need to rebuild, and then we'll certainly take a look at that.
Can you sort of speak to the knowledge, Mayor? A lot of people in this very shopping center are leasing from this shopping center, so they have no idea that that now they're in a floodplain area, right? Well, it hasn't been normally, but they see where it can happen. Most of them don't have flood insurance, and that's not a part of their lease. So is that something that the county is doing to educate them?
Well, I was actually, like I said, I walked through the shopping center, this particular shopping center, Florissant Meadows, Wednesday morning, and talked to a lot of the business owners, and I was very surprised that a lot of them did not have flood insurance. But, with that said, I still believe that we can get them the funding that they need to rebuild their business. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that they get the funding. And, this particular area did flood back in '08. I will tell you, though, it was not as bad as it was on Tuesday. Anything else? Once again, thank you guys all for coming. I just want to say one more thing, that Shalonda, Webb, and the mayors are going to have a town hall meeting for the residents and business owners on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at the JFK Community Center here in the city of Florissant. So we encourage all our business owners and residents to please come by for the town hall meeting. Thank you all for coming.